Let's start chapter 5, the Indian Constitution. Now children, you may be wondering what exactly does constitution mean? The constitution of a country tells us about the rules and regulations of the country. It contains all the rights that the citizens are provided with and many laws in order to protect their rights. For example, we have the right to education. Now, if someone is forcefully deprived of education, that he or she is not allowed to study, it goes against his or her fundamental right, and the court of law can take action against the people who are restricting that person's rights. The Constitution also tells about the guidelines based on which the government must act. Everyone, whether the common citizens or the government institutions, are bound to follow our Constitution. So, how did this Constitution come into being? It was drafted by the Constituent Assembly. This Constituent Assembly contained men and women from all backgrounds, let it be social, economic, caste, religion, place, etc. The chairman of the Constituent Assembly was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, while the chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So the Constitution was adopted on 26th November 1949, but it came into effect from 26 January 1950, which we celebrate as our Republic Day. Now let's know about Preamble. The Preamble is the introduction of the Constitution. It gives us a brief idea about what the Constitution is about and what all ideas does the Constitution wish to represent. Now let us decode the Preamble line by line. We, the people of India, this tells us that we are all people of India and all power comes from us irrespective of our backgrounds. Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, this tells us that the people of India have decided to make our country sovereign. This means that no other foreign power can interfere with the internal affairs of our country. Our country is free to take any decisions it considers fit for the development and benefit of the citizens. Socialist. It means that all the revenue earned by the government through taxes, government-owned businesses, transport, exports, etc. is to be used for the benefit of the citizens. You may have heard in the news that the government is launching several programs in which the poor people are given free food, healthcare, education, etc. From where do you think the government gets money? It is not that the government or the political leaders are spending money from their own pocket. Actually, it is our money that is being used here. Means your money, your parents' money is the reason why such spendings occur. Secular. All religions are respected equally. Everyone is free to follow and practice any religion. There is no state religion. It means that all religions are respected equally in our country and we can follow whichever religion we want. Democratic, where the citizens have the right to vote and choose their own government, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Republic, a country where the head of the state is an elected person and not a king or queen. And to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, and to promote among all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. This tells us that all citizens should get justice, social, economic, and political, just treatment, fair chance to get employment, and vote freely. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Freedom to speak, think, and express their own thoughts. Freedom to believe that faith and worship any God. Equality, equal opportunities regardless of caste, gender, religion, region, etc. Fraternity, promote a feeling of brotherhood among all citizens. What are fundamental rights? We have been granted certain rights by the Constitution. These rights are called fundamental rights, and these rights ensure a better life for all Indian citizens. These rights are essential for survival with dignity. Now, what will happen if someone takes away our rights? The Constitution clearly specifies that if our rights are violated, we can approach the court for justice. So, what are fundamental rights guaranteed to us? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Let us now study about these fundamental rights in detail. First is right to equality. Therefore, under right to equality, every Indian citizen is equal and no one can be discriminated on the basis of caste, religion, or gender. You may wonder, what is untouchability? Say children, in the past, a lot of Indian people were traditional and close-minded, also superstitious. They used to think that if people of lower caste touched or used their resources like wells, temples, ponds, etc., it will be polluted and a sin would be met. This was untouchability, and this is now abolished by the Constitution.